we actually begin, I have the map, the town we'll be adventuring in. This is Ashihara. Feel free to ask questions.
Where is that on the larger map? Looking at it right.
Upside down. Upside down.
Oh, here's the big map. Oh, baby.
Here it comes. Here.
Oh. I can't wait. Where are we going to put it? Jeepers creepers. Sorry, Jim.
That's not good.
Wow.
Yeah, this is all Tyler. Alright,
That's
so
awesome.
this town is like right here, where these little houses are.
So this is a lake.
Yes, that is the lake.
What is the name of the lake?
That is Lake Yuri. Y-U-R-E-I.
Cool.
And so this is like a farming town?
Yes.
Okay.
Neat.
It's one of the larger villages in the Highlands. It's probably like a 2-day walk by foot to Ryujin,
Okay.
the big city. So they do some trade there, but for the most part they're self-sufficient. The long houses with X's on the front, towards the right, those are barns. So there's some livestock stored there. There are also some crops stored there as well.
And a cemetery?
Yep.
I would like to just point out to you that on this map, this line fucks me up so much. Because it's like an optical illusion for me that I don't know whether that's supporting a bridge or whether it's a suspension bridge and that's the shadow. As if the light's coming from this way.
Oh, we were on that bridge. We fought a war on that bridge, my friend.
But like, it just throws my eye.
Fireworks in the background.
Oh yeah. Forgot about the fireworks. We almost died on that bridge.
Is the green dot significant?
That is the tavern called
Okay.
the Green Door.
Good one.
So, overwhelmingly significant.
So everyone calls it the green sore, right?
That's right.
And is that like a central bonfire?
Yes.
This is all stuff we'll discover.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be asking so much.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Do we do character introductions?
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
we
you're
do
all
there?
throughout the town, so maybe
Okay.
you know each other. Maybe you've met
Fair enough.
earlier in the day, so feel free to introduce yourselves.
Fair enough.
Get to know one another.
Okay. Anyone raring to go?
Rob is.
Critical Rob.
Rob, why don't you introduce yourself?
He is the universe right now. Oh, the hood goes up.
By the way, we're doing costumes tomorrow, yes?
Yes.
Awesome.
This is like the dry.
Why do you think I'm wearing this?
He's always against
I
it.
paid $8 for this.
Hell yes.
By the way, buying a costume in October,
I know.
so much easier.
It's like, cool, the stores are
They
open.
don't even ask questions when I come out covered in blood. So I am a returning character from the last campaign we played, but you guys haven't experienced that. I am Gar Makaberk, and this character is a half-orc fighter who has sort of a samurai thing going on. So a top knot, one broken tusk, one long sleeve tattoo, and he has this huge nodachi, like a two-handed katana. Cool. And he is wary of magic, is his thing.
Oh, I forgot about that. Alright. My name's Flintlock. And total cowboy. Top and bottom. Like boots with spurs. The whole thing. Like a leather jacket. Gloves. Like a whole body's like covered. You know, he just wears a hat. I think like the Van Helsing hat. Like way down and a bandana way up so you can never really see his face. And he carries a long sword, but it's not belted. He carries it while it's in the sheath.
Okay.
Like sometimes just like holding it or just like across the shoulder. He just always kind of just has it in his hand.
Always has it in his hand.
You can call me D.
D.
I've walked a long way to be here. I'm a human Aluskan, very fair-skinned, grungy, kind of rough-cut blonde hair, slim build, tall, about 6'1", and wearing a dark cloak, and carrying a very ornate sword.
Do you also have a cool sword?
No, I have a dagger and a short sword, but
Still a sword.
yeah, I don't have anything intricate though. I'm Ginny. I'm a Lightfoot halfling, about average height for a halfling, so already a little short, you know, like just under 3 feet tall. I'm trying to think what else. What's this about myself? He's Lies. Pretty young, but like just barely an adult, I guess.
What's the hair situation?
Light brown, wavy, long.
So it's not a table of gruff bad boys. Not yet, I
Not
suppose.
quite.
I'm gonna get some water. I got some water.
Well done.
Helped. It does smell
Does she
and
get
taste
inspiration
slightly
from
like
that?
coffee, but you know.
He gets his advantage on his next sip from his water skin.
You have to roll for that?
2 nat ones. Damn it.
You choke and die. Sorry.
I have a drinking problem.
And then I cannot do it.
Classic airplane gag.
I haven't tried it in a while.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna go into the tavern for a drink. Anyone care to join me?
We can go for some whiskey.
You gonna actually get a drink too? Because you bought wine specifically for your character, didn't you?
I did.
Does your character have a drinking problem?
No. It just has particular tastes. You know what? I am gonna be in character.
I don't know if we're actually. I don't know. Are
It's
we?
fine. Let's do
Actually,
it,
yeah,
man.
I'm gonna grab a drink.
Do it.
We're entering the tavern.
All right.
Fair enough.
Do you have that? I'm hoping you still have
Just
the
all swaddled.
bottle opener you got last time.
Yes. I also still have the cork with the screw in it.
Oh, good, good. Fantastic.
My name is Ginny, but it is short for Frangipani, the flower. I have 4 sisters. We all have flower names. I don't want to go by Frangipani, though, so that's why I'm Ginny. One of my sisters is Lavender. So
Oh,
Lavender, we've made
perfect.
friends.
nice. Is a lavender mead for the
Yeah, it's
listeners.
good.
Yeet.
Should.
That would be bad.
All right. So you're all wandering into the tavern.
Yep.
Yep.
I think so.
All right. Well, you see a lot of people in the tavern. There's a lot of festivities going on.
Oh god.
PTSD.
Flashbacks.
Let's see who is in here. There are a lot of people by the bar. Drink is flowing. Some tables have been pushed off to the side, up against one wall. There are games involving apples and nuts, like some bobbing for apples. A couple people are tossing hazelnuts between each other, trying to catch them with their mouths. Much merriment is going on.
I'd like to partake in the hazelnut game. Because as we discovered last time we played, Gar has kind of like a childish whimsy that comes out around childish things. So he'll be very serious until there's...
Gar loves to party.
Exactly. So I'm going to just engage with whoever looks like they need a partner.
He did drink the pink
I
stuff.
drink the pink stuff.
I'm gonna sit at the corner of the bar. Good view of the whole place,
Okay.
but kind of quiet.
I'll take a seat next to the quiet fella.
I'll follow to the hazelnut.
I've got it! Damn! I got it! Throw it!
I'm gonna throw 2 gold down on the counter. Just be like, whiskey, straight. Leave the bottle.
The barman,
Oh, try again! Come on, little one.
a half-orc, takes your gold, brings an old, dusty bottle of whiskey, sets it down along with a glass. Looks a little dirty, but he doesn't say anything about it.
Just gonna start drinking.
Okay.
This night started.
Feel nice and loose.
I'll have good wine if you've got it.
He digs around underneath the bar, pulls out a really cheap, nasty bottle of wine, sets it down by you. He then, it's like, that's all we got for wines.
That's fine.
I got cider if you want it.
This is fine. Pay him for it.
Okay.
I just got hit in the eye by one of those hazelnuts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it was my own.
I'm not sure if I have to roll for it or not, but while I'm like drinking past like the bandana, I'm definitely trying to still keep my face hidden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't have to roll for it.
Cool.
Is this like a contest going on?
Yeah, I don't know if I totally get the rules, but I wanted to jump in.
Just
Looks
happy
like
to be
fun.
here.
Why don't you roll perception?
Okay.
All of you.
So your perception is
16.
often
Natural 20.
perception is going to be when he says roll for something. Usually it's only
And those are alphabetical.
D20.
Gotcha.
Are they now?
That's what I was asking. I said which one, because I meant which dice.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Oh, lucky.
So
So you're good. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like you,
I'll take
you
a
just
6.
have to use the second
Okay, so
roll if
you-
it's another one.
what did you
Still not
roll?
good.
0.
Alright, you're just disgusted by the wine that was brought to you, so you're not paying attention to anything. What'd you roll?
6.
6?
16.
16?
Nat 20.
Yep, at 20. You, Andrea, can tell that this is some sort of festival. It's not something that is a regular occurrence. It's very much like a party. You two,
Mm-hmm.
over here, people talking about the Samhain festivals.
Samhain.
Samhain. And Ryan, you also hear reference to the yearly harvest and how that is wrapping up.
This place seems awful lively this time of year. Fantastic. I like it.
It's fun.
I'm getting some ale.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to that half-orc bartender and give him like the half-orc nod.
Is that like the Jeep nod?
Yes.
is that really a thing?
It's a thing.
Apparently.
How much for the ale, my friend?
You want a cask, or you want the whole barrel?
We'll start slow. The cask. Ha ha! Ha ha! All right.
I
I just start tapping it just
Yeah, just say
before I've
like,
even paid.
it'll be 2 gold.
Yours. One for you, miss.
What was
Why,
the one?
thank you.
Uh,
I don't need much.
called one.
A little small, bit of a lightweight. I could probably just use like a shot glass. I should do that.
It comes in pints.
Pints. Thank you, friend.
Of course. Given freely. Of course, it's a festive time, I guess.
It seems so. End of the harvest. From what I heard from that guy over there.
I see. Okay.
It must have been a good harvest.
Indeed. At least the wheat and the hops. I'm gonna continue just doling these out. Anybody who comes by who doesn't have ale in their hand, they get one.
The door to the tavern opens wide, and in comes what you assume is a man. You can't really tell. You can only see his legs. He is wearing. What is he wearing? He is wearing a cowhide over himself, prancing around as if he is an animal. He's followed by probably 6 to 10 small children, each holding a basket. There are different foods in the basket, different gourds, pumpkins, apples, hazelnuts, some wheat, some breads. The man wearing the cowhide basically dances around the bar. Everyone seems to enjoy this.
Cowman, get your drink.
The children go up to the half-orc bartender and he pulls out his own basket that is filled with similar foods, cured meats, some apples and hazelnuts. Gives it to one of the children. The children and the man wearing the cowhide all depart.
I'm gonna quietly ask the bartender, what festival is this?
Well, don't you know? This is the Samhain festival. It's
Samhain! Yes, yes.
our yearly harvest.
Of course.
Who is Samhain?
Samhain is not a person, it is an idea. The idea that winter is coming.
If I wanted to try to recall if I've heard anything about a Samhain festival, would that be history or arcana?
I would do history.
11?
You've heard of it, and you basically know as much as what the bartender's told you. Basically that it's a harvest festival, there are different festivities that go along with it, but nothing beyond that.
Well, that was something. So, are you from Ashihara or passing through?
Passing through.
Right.
Don't
Where are you headed? North?
Not to sound cliche, but anywhere the wind goes. Just don't stay anywhere one spot for too long.
Certainly. This is a good place to settle, I must say.
It certainly is. This drink's good.
Indeed. Better than most in the region.
You from here yourself?
I spent some time here. I'm gonna pop down the bar next to this character.
Whereabouts?
Me? Here in the Highlands, they're my people.
Haven't spent much time around here.
Give it a shot. It's not always this lively.
Be hard to keep up, I'd imagine.
I see you're not drinking ale, but would you care for one?
No, thank you, though.
All right. Must go for the little lady then.
I'll take another one.
Not too fast now.
You seem to like festivals yourself.
Get caught up in the spirit of it. Absolutely. What's your name, friend? Bartender.
My name is John Smith.
Smith. Here's an ale.
Thank you kindly.
Anything that's left in the cask, you give it to the rest of these folks.
I will be sure to do so.
Good.
Mr. Smith proceeds to pound down the ale. Record time. Just opens the gullet, just slides down.
I'm cheering him on. Yeah!
Damn you half-orcs can drink.
I'm gonna stop drinking that.
I'm definitely like a quarter of the way through this bottle of whiskey by now.
So where do these festivities end?
You'll see. Door opens again. 3 men, all wet from the chest down. They run up to the bartender. Like, barkeep, we need more whiskey. More whiskey. He pulls out.
He's hiding the bottle.
Pulls out 4 bottles, 1 for each man. Hands it to them. Where's your gold? Charge it to our account. And then they dash out.
You're gonna serve them? They look wet enough.
Part of the tradition.
I'm gonna toss just another gold piece onto the counter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Made of money,
Just
are
for
you?
the drink.
For their drink.
That's a
with
start
them?
for them.
Well, it seems fair.
I don't think you want to get on their tab.
That's as far as I'm going.
You're gonna end up all soaked like them yourself.
Yeah, let's hope not.
I have one of these hazelnuts that I've taken from like a little bowl on the counter. I'm gonna try to like catch your eye and like mimic like you should catch it. Oh, you missed it. The next one.
You want to give me another?
She's a champion. She'll give you the pointers. And she's like nursing a black.
Yep.
Toss another?
Get better with practice.
It's
Got
cheating.
it! Not cheating.
Scoundrel.
What do I do?
How'd you do that? Very suspicious of you now.
Behind your ear.
I'm gonna give my ale like an appraising look and put it down. Not for long.
Roll perception checks.
11.
Nat 1.
20. Right?
Just
Yeah.
giving D the stink eye.
You two can hear singing outside.
Mm-hmm.
You go deaf for 5 seconds.
What's that?
And you overhear a couple people by the fire. Smaller children.
11.
They're tossing some of the hazelnuts into the fire, and you can hear them twittering, essentially saying something to the effect of, oh, that one jumped away. That means Susie doesn't love you.
Oh.
Shit.
That bitch.
Just from the bar. You just
And then another young boy is like, shut up. No, she does.
Another round for everyone.
I'm all set.
Another round for everyone but the little lady.
Can't we get to?
And the mysterious stranger.
Have give me another.
Here you are. Running out.
Thank you very much for these drinks.
You're very welcome.
Those bastards.
During all this, people are filing in and out. Some people are wearing costumes, some people are not.
Any of them sodden?
Not that you can tell.
I'm sodden
ones-
myself.
Any more cowhide?
The wet people are. They were only the 4 guys who ran in.
Okay.
Everyone else seems to be dry. But everyone is having a good time.
Alright.
Good.
Good.
Mr. Smith, how long this going? Well into the night? We looking?
Well into the night.
Alright then. How long y'all planning on staying in town?
A while. I'd like to see where this goes.
That's what I.
What's coming through that door next?
Roll perception checks.
20 again.
Nice.
Ooh, shit.
6.
8.
15.
Alright. You two don't notice anything. You two.
I don't notice anything.
Nothing to
I just like tap you on the shoulder.
You two notice a young man, probably 15, walk in. His arm is in a sling. His right arm. You can't see much. Well, actually, you said you rolled net 20?
Mhm.
No,
No,
15.
15
15
and then
unnatural.
the...
Yeah, and then I rolled
Perception.
15.
Okay. So yeah, all you can see is his arm's in a sling. Slinks up to the bar. No one's really paying attention to him. Mutters something to the bartender. Bartender gives him a look, rolls his eyes, and then places what appears to be a very watery cask of ale in front of him, and walks away.
I have the full strength stuff if you want some, boy.
He looks at you for a split second, and then just looks down at his drink and doesn't respond.
Bad in your arm, son.
Picks up his drink and walks away.
How rude.
Fair enough.
Well, are you folks staying in town?
At least for a couple days.
Might be.
Whereabouts? I just walked in.
That depends. Mr. Smith, got any rooms?
You're in luck. I got 3 rooms.
Alright.
I got people I could stay with.
Someone could stay with me. I live here. I'm apparently very, very friendly with my alcohol.
What's your family?
I have 4 sisters, 2 parents. It's a pretty big space.
The
They
name.
like people. Brandy Button.
Brandy button.
Have I heard that name before? I'm just wondering if I have a relationship with any of that family.
I'm gonna say leave it up to you. I mean, you gave me the basics of your character's backstory, so...
You've got an uncle, haven't you?
Sure.
An Uncle Mildred.
Mildred. Yes, yes. I don't see him too much, though.
No.
I'll
Great
take
man.
one of the rooms.
If it's not a burden,
Sure, yeah.
he and I go way back. I'll tell you the stories about him.
Ooh, I'd like to hear.
We'll take you up on your hospitality if that's all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see you all in the morning.
Perhaps.
One of my sisters doesn't live with me, though. She has a husband and daughter. They live nearby, though. But the rest of us are all here.
That's how the island folks go.
Sounds like half the town's your family.
That's how it is with halflings.
Mm-hmm.
Welcoming folk.
The more the merrier.
There you are.
Roll perception checks.
16.
Net 20.
11.
7.
Alright, I'm gonna say you three
Ooh, just made it.
Sorry.
notice a couple of the men. There's a group of them off in one corner, very deep in their cups. Look to have some blood on their clothing. One man is wearing an apron that has what appears to be cow guts on it.
There, some kind of sacrifice goes on in these festivals, Mr. Gar.
Oh, they look thirsty after all that sacrifice, if that's what's going on, gentlemen. Would you care for a drink? There's
Yes!
some left in the cask. Here.
Thank you!
Am I able to tell if that's people remains?
You said you rolled a net? What'd you roll?
I rolled
I rolled an
a net
11.
You cannot tell.
Okay,
It's guts.
it's guts. All right.
I'm curious if this is related to the cowhide. Was that a fresh cowhide that man was wearing?
It was not a fresh cowhide. It looked like it had been skinned and tanned for a couple days. Like, it obviously wasn't super old, but
Yeah.
it wasn't fresh.
Okay.
I was getting up, and I'm going to sit back down again.
It's getting interesting.
I think I'm going to turn it. I think I'm going to have one more glass.
Of this shitty, awful wine. There's
Which is
there's literally dirt at the bottom.
Which is a shame because I really like this wine, but like I'm in character and I'm like, you're just sneering at it.
Maybe that's how hoity-toity you are. Even that doesn't suit your taste.
John Smith sees your sneer and basically shrugs his shoulders. Could add the cider.
Can't please everyone.
Man, he certainly can't.
The wine's just fine.
Just fine.
He turns to you and whispers, "Yeah, we keep that wine for snobs like them."
What's in it?
You don't want to know.
Branches, leaves.
Worse. Grapes.
Gar just makes a face. Ugh. Awful stuff.
Worst.
Are those kids still by the hearth tossing nuts? Or
They are.
cycled down? Okay. Because I'm going to kind of crouch down beside them and just pay witness to their activities.
Okay.
Just this large, imposing half-orc just squats down, kind of taking up this space adjacent to and similar to the size of this space these kids occupy.
You see a group of young, slightly older girls. If the children by the fire are probably 6 to 8, the girls are probably 10 to 12. They are peeling apples. They're trying to peel them basically in one strip, and then they take the peel, toss it over their shoulder.
Oh, drop that, miss.
Don't pick it up! Don't pick it up!
Sorry.
What letter was it?
A J.
J? I don't know any J's. What does me?
I pick it up and eat it. Before she realizes it wasn't a chick.
Sorcerers, do they need to prepare spells?
You just know all your spells.
Got it. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you don't
have
have
to choose.
you don't have access to your entire spell book like a cleric would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got everything.
Yeah.
You see there. Just very few spell slots.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Gar
Gar.
Mockenberg.
I'm gonna have you stay with me. I should know your name.
I
Gar
should say
and
so.
Flintlock.
You said you're a sorcerer?
Yeah.
Roll Arcana.
Mm-hmm. That I can do.
He's proficient in identifying cow guts, right?
What did they say?
15.
Alright, you recognize that what the two groups of children are doing is different forms of divination rituals.
Mm-hmm.
The younger children who are by the fire are essentially playing a game where they throw the hazelnuts into the fire. If the hazelnuts are close together, it means that the two people that the hazelnuts represent will live a long and happy life together. If they snap and they go away from each other, that means they will not. And then you recognize that what the girls are doing is that they are peeling the apples, tossing the skins over their shoulder, and whatever letter the peel looks like, it is indicative of the first letter of the person they will marry.
Ginny, look. You peel the apple like this, see? And Gar's just doing an absolutely shitty job. Just cutting off like huge pieces of the apple. There's like just a core left. And then I'm gonna hit Flintlock right in the face.
I think you got a W.
What letter was? Oh, a W. I don't know any W's. Damn. Here, you hold this. I'll get another one.
Got it.
All right. I just go dashing off like an excited little kid.
Aim towards the wall.
My bad. Sorry. It's the ale.
Sure.
I'm going to have another glass of wine.
Okay, roll perception checks, everyone.
Did you see it yet?
There we go.
8.
21.
13.
What'd you roll?
Did you roll an 8?
I rolled a 16.
The three of us
You
rolled
rolled
8.
Oh, 21.
You left that.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, darn.
Again, more people are filing in and out. The group of men who had the guts on them are now over at one of the canisters bobbing for apples. They have pushed aside some of the younger people who were doing that, and they're basically just going to town, trying to play their game. You look out the window, you see one large bonfire, sort of like in the center square, but you can also see some smaller fires in the distance.
Like throughout the town.
Throughout the town.
Okay. Mr. Smith. Do humor me, an outsider. Large bonfire, smaller ones. What do those represent this here festival?
Well, those are part of sacrifices to our gods, if you will. Toss different things into them. Those act as sacrifices so that the gods will bless us with bountiful harvests in the spring and see us through any harsh winters we may find.
What is it like? Throw things of value in?
It depends. The gods are finicky, but we have set items and objects that we toss in. It's usually food. You saw the man in here with the cowhide. He collects some food that we will eventually toss into the large bonfire.
How about this cask? Nearly empty.
I mean, you could toss that into the fire, but
Will do.
the gods might not appreciate a sacrifice of a
Canteen.
canteen that's empty. You know, they would prefer a full cask.
I don't want to put out the fire.
You ever do fresh meat as well?
Sometimes, yes.
You hungry?
I'm
friend?
gonna. So after
Not
noticing the children,
Or technically.
I'm gonna just cast an eye around, see if I see anything else kind of odd,
I'm trying to pretend
kind
I
of
just
suspicious.
Okay.
What am I asking? Arcana?
Sure.
Highest stat, please.
23.
You hear reference to the AOS space SI. And you know from your arcana that these are different fairies and spirits that some people choose to believe in, otherworldly beings from different planes of existence that people believe will visit them to offer either guidance or good fortune or potentially bad fortune if they feel they've been wronged.
And are those mini cupcakes up for grabs?
Yeah.
Take one of those.
Please do.
Gotta sacrifice one.
I could sacrifice a few.
It's a little dainty for you.
Just like,
Meanwhile, that's old cake for me.
Yeah, it's true. It's economical. John Smith, these desserts, fantastic.
In character, I did not eat one.
Just like a cupcake. Just giving it like the hardest cowboy look.
Roll perception check.
all of us.
Just Brian.
14.
Okay. You notice the young man with the arm in a sling.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the bloody and gutsy gentlemen have wandered over to him. Seems like they're picking on him. He finishes his drink and slinks out of the bar.
Alright.
The drunk men are having a laugh amongst themselves, and they go back to bobbing for apples.
That's tough guys too.
Well, if we're gonna get this started, might as well go be a tough guy. Gonna kind of slowly push my stool back, slam down the last the whiskey in my glass.
Spurs jingle.
I'm gonna pick up my sword, give a quick like on the floor, just kind of hold over my shoulder and cowboy sound over, clink, 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 'cause I got spurs and don't have a horse. Just like the aesthetic.
It's a style.
And walk up to these bloody, bobbing men, saying, gentlemen, did I witness you pestering that poor young man, arm in a sling?
Oh, he ain't a poor young man. Outsider. He's just a freak.
Well, what makes him a freak?
You see his arm? No self-serving man would have an arm like that.
What, an injured arm?
A gimpy arm.
You got a spare?
A real man has two strong arms.
How big are these guys?
I mean,
Someone's going in the apple tub.
Someone's losing a fucking arm.
mixture of, like, they're not huge, but they're also not slim.
Alright, I am 6'2", 355.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, they can't match up with.
Okay.
They're probably like at most.
I'm sorry, did you say 6'2", 355?
I don't look it.
They're
You'll just tip
at
the scale.
Most like 5'10", 6 foot, and then probably 180.
Oh.
Between 180 and 200.
So one in each hand.
Yeah. And there's 3 of them, 2 of them?
2 of them that made fun of the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably another 2 just obliviously drunkenly bobbing for apples.
Okay.
Is the water mostly vomit?
There's a little vomit in there.
It's a quick way to a drowning.
Now, to answer your earlier question, at least 2 of us on the side of the table are manly men. I'm gonna look at this guy and be like, all right, big scary man, you. Show me how many apples you can get out of that there tub. But Gimpy could get more than you.
You watch me get more. proceeds to dunk his head.
All right, I'm gonna like hold his head under the water.
He's gonna thrash against you. Roll a strength check.
Oh please, just straight strength.
Yeah.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, he's not going. His buddy tries to push you off. I'll roll a strength check for him.
2 words any DM likes to hear. Oh, please.
Gar's enjoying this. Get him! All right. Get those apples, boy.
Yeah, he rolled a 2, so you basically shove him against the wall, which is like 5 feet away.
Yep. Just gonna like with my sword, I'm just gonna like.
Yep.
Push him off, and then after I'm not gonna drown this guy, but after a little while I'm just gonna let him come up sputtering.
Okay. The barkeep, John Smith, has been watching you.
Mm-hmm.
He has placed a short sword on the bar.
Whoa, friend.
I think it's time you and your friends wandered on out of here.
I'm gonna give John Smith a little tip of the hat.
Just bobbing for
I'm
apples.
gonna look at the guy on the floor. See you abusing that boy again. Be doing more than bobbing for apples. And I'm just gonna walk out. Yep.
I'm gonna let some silence settle after your statement and just chime in. Do I still have my room here?
No, get the fuck out of here.
Alright, I'm gonna fall
Yeah, I
asleep.
chased after you and said, "You still want to stay at my place?" Or what?
If you don't mind.
Like leaving.
You're fine. I don't like bullies.
That's
Injustice
fair.
going on. Felt the need to step in.
And I can
Alright.
approve of that.
Why?
So you're all outside now?
Yeah, I think the excitement has left the
Cowboy.
tavern, so I'm gonna wander out.
In
No
character.
follow.
Oh, you asked that in character? Why?
Yeah.
It's the way I've always been.
Really?
Justice served.
Roll perception checks.
13.
20.
11.
18.
Alright, you all see it's nighttime.
That happened fast.
The moon is hanging high in the sky. Crescent moon. You see some of the trees, the leaves are changing. Reds, oranges, yellows. You can see this by the moonlight. There's a lot of people out and about. You hear the singing more clearly. Again, you see people in costumes going about to different houses. What was everyone's rolls again?
I had a 20.
13.
18.
11.
All right. So Tyler and Andrea, you notice that on some of the
No,
doorways,
it's my fault.
some of the doorways, there's a little blood sprinkled.
Oh.
You all also see a group of people in the lake up to their chests. You see them pouring different bottles of alcohol into the lake.
As I thought.
And there's a big bonfire in the center of the basically village square.
How many people are we talking kind of out and about with this thing? I'm wondering if it seems proportional to the population as I'd estimated. Like, does it seem like there's way more people than there should be?
No, it seems like basically everyone who lives in the village is here.
Okay.
Maybe there's a few more people, like some travelers like yourselves who have come for the festivities, but it's not proportional. It's not like super crowded or anything. Like there's plenty of room to move about freely without bumping into people. Sure.
Now, is this always what it looks like? The blood on doors and such? Is this the usual? Should I be used to this living here?
Yes, you should be used to it.
Okay, so we're going to pretend I didn't ask what it was.
I'm a little foggy-headed. I've been drinking a little bit. I'm going to try to take a deep breath of air and clear my head and see if this, clicks anything in the old noggin.
Okay. For what? And when you inhale, you smell different ciders and burning hazelnuts.
Cider you could have had.
cider. Goddamn hazelnuts.
And some smoke.
Great. Give him a shot. Here.
Out of game, I just want to make a
You
comment.
have to crack it first.
Out of game, what a delightful atmosphere, except for all the blood. Oh, it's fall. You see the leaves changing color. There's fires throughout the town. Everyone's
cider.
gathered around. Roasted hazelnuts and cider. Oh, but blood
on
everywhere. Like, it sounds pleasant
It
as
seems
fuck.
so nefarious.
But,
Crescent
so I love that contradiction. I'm going to kind of, like, gently knock my head back and forth like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm checking for both the history I studied in and the arcana I was trained in. If I may.
Do you eat it? Or are you throwing it in the fire?
9 for both.
I think you can throw them in the fire. I eat them. They're good.
Just toss it in the fire.
I mean, what is it that you're looking for?
Like, does this click with anything I've heard about, read about?
Looks like she's gonna leave you, Fred.
This clicks with what you've heard about the
Already
Samhain
did.
festivals. Again, bonfires.
Is there anything, like, of note? Anything that I've read that would be like a red flag?
Blood's
That
red.
roll.
Yeah, that's fair.
You do realize,
Blood is
or
red.
the arcana you've studied in regards to Samhain, you realize that the blood you see on the entryways, that is for different sacrifices. They're used to keep away evil spirits. Sacrifices of roosters and sheep. Basically, different animals that would be eaten at some of the family gatherings.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna head to the bonfire and see if there's something to eat.
Okay.
A little peckish.
Hazelnuts didn't do you over?
Not enough.
Now, there are buckets of apples. A couple of those around.
Looking for meat.
There is a roasted pig. It has been skewered into. Let's see. There's a pig, a spear of chickens, and a cow.
Right.
Goddamn.
Is there anyone carving these, or are they just?
People just wander up with
Okay.
small knives.
I'm gonna
They-
take the head off the pig.
Okay.
Just use my it's
While
like
it-
a tanto. Just cut that bad boy off.
While it does seem to have been cooking all day, it doesn't look completely cooked through.
That's fine.
I'm gonna look at the smoking meat like almost longingly,
Okay.
but I'm not take any.
Okay.
I will have food at my place. Eventually get back there.
The more the merrier. Just this not well cooked pig head, just devouring it, standing there watching. And so I assume they're pitching things into the fire here as well.
Yes. You also notice that they're pitching some stones in.
Okay, fair enough.
Was the meat that he ate, like, communal meat, or was it sacrificial meat?
Communal meat.
It's communal meat. Like you see, some people wander over to one of the roasting chickens, peeling some. Like someone comes over and takes one of the legs.
Perfect.
Someone
That answers my question.
hacks off a little bit of the.
I'm curious whether it was like, oh, have some meat, enjoy the festival, or whether it's like, did he just eat the sacrificial meat?
Is he now the sacrificial meat?
Well, I must say it's better than fireworks.
Oh, that mask on your belt mean anything?
I had a rough time in Ryujin. Wouldn't go back there.
I've heard it's rough.
I don't have the mask anymore. I cast it into the fire at the end.
What? Never mind. All that fucking gold. Excuse me for trying to connect the universe.
So,
You know, I had a friend made of rocks.
what can you tell me
Full
about
of
where you're
rocks
from?
in the fire now.
I'm from
I
here.
can't judge anybody made of rocks, I guess, but that is.
How do
I've
you
met
and your
somebody
family
made of
live?
rocks.
We got rocks,
My
pal.
dad's an alchemist.
Rocks in the brain, maybe.
Maybe
Profitable
rocks are
around
great.
here?
Reasonably. Is that what you're asking me?
Sorry, we're doing parallel RP. But I don't have-
You folks were talking about your ghost mask, and I was like, so what kind of house?
What kind of house? Oh, it's like 10 by 10.
It's actually a box.
With 9 of us.
Gar is sleeping on the roof. I hope you're not.
No, we always have plenty of spare blankets and things. We like having guests.
Oh, good. A little less bloody hospitality would be nice.
Don't judge.
Fair. Got me there.
Anyway, that bartender sure had us leaving in a hurry.
Oh, might have been my fault.
Was that his son or something?
No, it's just,
He didn't have any orc in him, did he?
oh no, if he had some more in him, he would have put him up a better fight than that. No, they were just harassing the young man with his arm in the sling. Just,
Oh, Gimp Boy.
yes. I didn't quite like that, so I just taught him some manners.
Right.
And I can get behind that.
Thank you.
Fair.
He wanted to bob for apples, so just help him out.
How many to get?
He got like half of one. I think he bit down on when he started drowning.
Can't bite down, that's the trick.
Exactly.
Does anyone here watch The Office?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the scene where one of the women's bobbing for apples. She's not the brightest. I can't remember her name.
Erin.
Erin.
Oh.
And then, like, she's down there a while. They pull her back up. She goes, 2! I ate 2 whole apples! Just imagine her just...
Yeah. He's going to town down there.
That is the most wholesome that phrase has ever been used.
I just imagine, like, you're drowning him to this water level. He's trying to drink his way
Like in
out.
Beer Fest. And
I was just thinking that.
Classic movie.
I'm gonna just trail behind her.
Is there,
Since
like,
you're no longer allowed there, I'll accept you're staying.
it's getting on toward, like,
Thank you.
the evening. I'm wondering if there's any kind
Oh, it's
of...
night.
Okay. Well, I mean, like,
You observed that earlier.
midnight. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a big finale that's going to happen. Is there anybody, like,
Some
queuing
fireworks.
up? Well, I'm just wondering, like, there's, of course, all the people throwing stuff, but then they're going to stop when the big offering comes in. So I'm kind of waiting for that.
Okay.
I'm a little more suspicious about you following, but I feel like Flintlock and Gar keep me safe if you decide, if I realize you're a little too sketchy. But you can stay.
How do you feel about all this? I'm just gonna
The
gesture.
celebration?
Yeah.
It's a party.
Do you believe in it? Do you think it works?
I want to say yes, but I don't. I just enjoy the celebration.
I can get behind that.
I'm at this point just gnawing on skull.
I was having this like philosophic. But do you really?
Snout?
I'm all right.
It's a delicacy. So is that what all of you are doing? Just kind of hanging out?
Chit chat.
I'm waiting for
Okay.
like a big chest of like hazelnuts or something going on fire.
I'm just
Roll-
observing.
Roll perception checks again.
7.
That one.
I'm not
Oh,
looking
there
at
we go.
anything.
Where's
You
the
are
big
obsessed with your skull.
23.
22.
You're rolling so high. I'm waiting till we hit like a
I've been
skill.
rolling like 11s and shit too.
I'm waiting till we hit like some skill. Roll stealth. Oh no.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
bad.
no, we'll get to at least maybe
Roll-
get to one of those.
Roll performance. -3. What?
Also, should we be keeping it down? No, let's get later.
You have quiet hours.
It's 9:30.
They're fine.
On a Friday.
Yeah, they're fine.
I'm just wondering, like, let us know.
Yeah, no. Maybe
'Cause
once
I
it gets to
realized I
like,
was being very
once it
loud.
gets to like 11 o'clock, maybe.
That
Just 'cause,
brings-
like, we're next to
that
Tim's
brings to
room,
my
but
attention
We can also
that I was
close this
being
door
loud.
too.
You weren't as bad as
Cool
me.
setup. Multiple rooms.
I guess told you, separate room if you wanted it.